I'm excited.
That's
First
right.
podcast.
That's right.
Here with Mohamed Malim,
Yep.
founder of Dream Refugee.
So thank you.
Okay, an amazing organization. Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us what your organization's about, what you're doing, how you got to this point. Let us know what's going on.
Absolutely. So my name is Mohamed Malim. I'm currently a senior, almost graduating next week.
Congratulations.
Absolutely. Thank you. It's the first family member in my family to graduate and to get a college graduate degree. Dream Refugee, basically a nonprofit whose mission is mission to connect refugees to their broader community, through storytelling. Obviously with everything that's going on politically, in our current presidential, I think Dream Refugee is essential and very critical because it tells the stories of refugees in the community, the positive stories. We always see in the media there's so many negative stereotypes of refugees, and that just inspired me to shed a positive light, particularly for the refugees. And I myself was a former refugee from Kenya. I fled from the war during the Civil War back in 1990s with my mom. And I was born in Kenya, and we lived in a refugee camp for 3 years, and I know how it feels to be a refugee in America, and they go through a lot, through language barriers, through integration, through all those hardships, but at the same time, their perseverance, they overcome those challenges and they become successful. I always say to myself, and I always tell people that refugees are the most hardworking people on this face of this planet.
Absolutely.
Point blank. My parents, they work hard every morning. They wake up 4 a.m. Do their chores and literally.
Wow.
So just to see that, work ethic, that's part of my DNA, and that's why I always work hard in life, no matter what. Nothing can stop me.
Absolutely.
So I believe in the work ethic, and anything is possible when you chase your dreams.
I agree.
Yeah, so
100%.
Yeah, I don't blame no one. I don't blame anything. It's just me and my dreams with my two bare hands, So
okay, so I think that's such an important point to talk about.
Absolutely.
Is that you don't blame anyone. Okay, and even though that you mentioned part of the negative rhetoric with today's political society, revolving around refugees.
Absolutely.
Still, you say you don't blame anyone. You're not blaming the current president. You're not blaming the former president. You're not blaming this agency or that agency, right? Because at the end of the day, it's up to you.
It's up to me. And for obviously I can't control the circumstance that I was born in a refugee camp. I was not born in a refugee, but I can't control the circumstance that I was a former refugee. But I can change the circumstance of I can become successful. The end journey I can control. Obviously the birth I can't control, that's what God's plan, but obviously the end journey I can control, and with the God plan I can, make it happen.
Absolutely.
So, because I always tell myself, there's so many opportunities in this world. There's so many endless opportunities. You can make something happen. Don't blame no one. As long as you stay focused, as long as you have a vision of your dreams, anything is possible.
And that's a message that I want to get out to everyone. Absolutely. Because I think a lot of people get hung up on, well, my mom and dad are telling me to do this. Well, my school teacher or guidance counselor or community is telling me I should do this. Absolutely. And to me, what those are excuses. Like, Absolutely. You're just flat out making excuses. It's easy to say this person said this or that person said 100%. That, and you're not owning up to what it is that you should be doing. Because at the end of the day, it's
those people are, they had those people who told them to do this, to do that. There's a systematic trap. Literally. And people in this era right now, it's digital, it could be social media, anything's possible,
It is.
If you have a vision and a strategy, you could become a multi-millionaire, with your companies. Like, literally, social media is powerful. It is. And people are not aware of those concepts,
Well, and at the end of the day, it's hard work.
It's hard work, literally. At the end of the day, it's hard work, Compared to the 60s, 50s, 40s, in this generation right now, we have so many opportunities in the 21st century. Literally.
And I don't think people are seeing that, right? So I am 43 years old. Okay, and I've always, literally 2 years ago, I was so against social media. I wasn't getting on it. I had no interest in connecting with, you know, former people that I knew. It just wasn't for me.
Absolutely.
I woke up.
Yep.
I said, I'm like about halfway home in terms of like the span of my life. I have another 43 years. 43 years is a long time. And for me to just say, screw social media because like personally I don't want to get into it is stupid.
Yeah.
I've realized that. Like I need to adjust with times and the opportunities. I agree with you 100%. The opportunity for things
endless, man,
is really endless.
Exactly.
It is compared to what I had 20 years ago, compared to what people had 10 years ago. I mean, you think where the cell phone was 10 years ago, which isn't that long ago,
blink of an eye,
to where it is here. I mean, we have like supercomputers in our hands.
Literally.
And think of where the next 10 years is going to take us. So for people to turn their back or close their eyes on what's going on right now is not good.
It's not good. I mean, to me, I'm a firm believer, you know, like throughout my college career and high school career, you know, I've always, I mean, I started working hard at the age of 18, you know, when I graduated from Edina senior year, and that just hit me in the point that, hey, man, Mohamed, and people don't know that if you work hard, doors will open that you never imagined. That's the crazy thing, you know? Yeah. And that's part of the formula of working hard.
Yeah, it is. So I want to touch on that a bit because I want people to really understand that I think so much of success is almost who you know versus what you know sometimes. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And of course, you have to be knowledgeable in your field and you have to work hard and gain all of that. But through your experience, and I've seen this firsthand because you're out there talking to people and networking and making connections. And I have literally seen, I've only known you for what, 3 months?
3 months, yeah.
And I've literally seen doors open for you because you're out making it happen.
Absolutely.
Right? You're not sitting back and waiting for people to come to you and hear about your story.
Absolutely.
You're being proactive about things. And so when I talk to kids and I talk about networking and I talk about, you know, meeting people, sometimes I don't think it registers as much because they have to hear from like
a firsthand
experiences. For instance, and I want you to get into that, to this aspect of things, but when I brought Chi to the video shoot that we did, okay, she has had teachers and people tell her, yeah, you have to network, you have to network, you have to network. I really think there was a light bulb that was turned on when we were at that photo shoot and she was able to talk to Liam. Eli, I'm sorry.
No, where is Eli?
Eli, who just graduated from film school.
That's right.
And she was able to see and talk to somebody in real life that she aspires to be and has gone down a path that she is now considering about going down. And it wasn't until that moment that she face to face,
instead of telling textbook.
Exactly. Instead of a textbook saying, or even a teacher saying, you have to go network.
Exactly.
Here's a real world experience of networking and the benefits of networking that she saw, and I think it clicked with her then.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So tell me about, you know, your experiences with networking, what advice you have for kids in terms of doing it.
You know, for me, networking is all about, you know, following your passion. Once you discover your passion, everything will follow through, you know. You know, for me, is, you know, I'm a true entrepreneur, and entrepreneur is part of networking. You know, you have to meet people, you know, you have to consult, you have to go out there and seek advices for your business ventures and all that good stuff, you know. And for me, I've been networking since senior year in high school, since 2014, you know.
Wow.
Every year of my college career, I've gotten an internship. From freshman year, senior year, it was at Cargo Corporate, you know, just through networking, through a program, freshman grade to C9 away. So every year of my college career, you know, I had an internship. It was through networking, literally. I told my former boss, like, hey, I want to get into marketing. He connected me to a marketing agency, you know, down in the cities, and that's how I got in. It's literally just knowing people, and I'm a firm believer. It's not what you know, it's who you know in this generation, because it's moving fast, you know.
It is.
Now people, and one thing about network is people would trust people who they know each other, you know. Instead of a blind people they don't know, you know, and that's much easier for an applicant. Like if you refer someone to this job, you know, they actually will take that referral based on someone who they don't know.
Yeah, definitely. You're right.
So,
And that's who
that
you know.
trust, yeah, that's trust.
There's a trust.
It's a trust.
There's a trust.
There's a trust.
Exactly, and that's so important.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get back to Dream Refugee really quick. I love the fact that you're sharing the positive stories
Absolutely.
about all of these refugees.
Yep.
I mean, hands down, the refugees that I have met are the hardest working people.
Absolutely.
Hardest working.
Yep.
And you've touched on
I've
that.
touched it, absolutely.
But I love that you're bringing the positivity
Yep.
out, because I think in the world of social media, in the world of media and
Absolutely.
false news
Absolutely.
and what we have going on in society today, I think one thing that's really getting overlooked is like positivity
Literally.
and just flat out being good to people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
just
being
like
kind.
the raw being good to people, and I think that's getting overlooked, and it needs to be at the forefront.
At the same time, it's human nature. It's what you're supposed to do, you know?
It is.
That's the crazy, insane part. It's a simple, good deed.
It is.
Being kind. It doesn't take nothing, you know? All you gotta do is just we help each other. People they're expecting in return. That's what people think. If I do good to you, I expect you to do good to me in the future. You don't have that. You don't want that mindset.
You don't.
And people always have that good in return. So I expect you to give me that favor because I did this to you. Literally.
You're right. And that's not the way it should be.
That's not the way it should be, literally.
That is not the way it should be at all. So tell me some about some of the success stories, how you got to this point of wanting to share these success stories.
For me, when I was starting Dream Refugee, there was a point where, during the presidential campaign last year, with our current president, came to Minnesota and he talked negative regular tourist refugees in the media, and that just inspired me, especially for Somalis. He was like, Somalis are this, Somalis are ISIS. You letting these people into the state of Minnesota and they destructing all this kind of negative stuff. And that just inspired me because the fact that my parents are Somali, I see them every morning wake up, bust their ass, and just literally, provide food for their kids, and they were like, this can be possible. And I don't want these Americans people to know that we're these people, and it was just inspiring a moment for me to start Dream Refugee, and I want to share these positive stories.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so
it really is amazing, because I do think there's very much a negative stereotype across
absolutely
not just America,
just not America.
Around the world. I think there's a negative stereotype of what refugees, who refugees are.
Absolutely.
And for you to bring out the positive light, for the hard work,
absolutely,
the positivity, the success is really, really big.
Absolutely. And I want to get clear about this, when people think is refugees, or they want to do this. Refugees, it's not a choice, It's not a choice, literally.
Yeah.
It's something that just happened based on the government,
Yeah.
They don't want to flee from their country. Matter of fact, they want to stay in their country, Literally, let's be honest. They don't want to move to a different country and start over. So it's not a choice,
So explain that a little bit for people that don't know what is happening to refugees. Explain the situation of why they're not allowed to stay in their country, and
So to define refugee, what is a refugee? Refugee is someone who's fleeing from civil war, prosecution, and natural disaster. For instance, when I fled from Somalia due to the civil war, obviously there was a lot of political tensions between that country, and that we had to flee or else we'd get killed. And there was a lot of war zone in that country, and though literally it was not a choice to stay or else we will end up getting killed. So
that's so big.
Yeah,
that's so big
exactly.
for people to just understand that concept of things. You have to leave.
I have to leave,
or you're gonna die.
Yeah, there's no.
I mean, in anyone in that situation would do the exact same thing.
Literally.
It's so important for people to understand that, and I don't think people know that, and so that's
people
why
don't know that.
Yeah.
Exactly, and same goes for hurricanes, natural disaster. So they have to leave, or else they'll get killed, or
yeah,
they can't control those circumstances, literally.
Exactly, and they don't want to leave.
And they don't want to leave.
If it were their choice, you want to stay in your own country.
Absolutely.
That's your country.
That's your country, literally.
Yeah.
So, but
That's great.
People don't understand that concept of, they say they choose to leave, they want to come,
So I love what you're doing there. It's great. And I love your insight. I mean, you're young, you're graduating from college right now, and you've done so much. And like I'm excited for your future.
Absolutely.
But I'm excited about the way that you're doing things because it's 100% the right way.
Absolutely.
And you're gonna learn a lot.
I'll learn. I'm just young,
You're still learning.
I'm still learning the process,
And that's important for kids to know too.
Exactly.
Is that you're 22.
22.
22.
Absolutely.
Okay, and it's funny because I say, even when I was 22, I was still young and dumb.
Absolutely. No, I mean.
Right, and I'm not saying that you're dumb, but there's so much to experience in life. And you've experienced a ton in your life up to 22. You've experienced much more than I ever experienced up to 22. 22 to 30 is going to be a big time for you. Like I'm excited for like 22 to 30 for you because there's so much in life.
Absolutely.
And like you've set yourself up to a point where you're at a good spot right now. You're at a really good spot, and you've learned a lot. And you've opened a lot of doors for you. I know a lot of 22-year-olds. Yeah. Okay, so I have a friend who I'm not going to name any names. We had a funny conversation about this, but he's graduating from a local college with a very good degree.
Absolutely.
Okay, and is doing zero with that degree.
Absolutely.
He's found his passion along the way.
Absolutely.
Over the last couple of years. He's found his passion, and it has nothing to do with the degree that he's graduating school with. Okay, and I'm excited for him. I am absolutely excited for him because he's, like you, set himself up with a really, really good opportunity in a field that he's very passionate about and what he wants to follow.
Absolutely.
So for him, college was, he just had, let's get that degree, right? His GPA didn't matter.
Absolutely.
And I think for most college students, like when you go in to get a job, no employer is going to care about what your GPA was. You know what I mean?
No one doesn't care about your GPA, man.
If you have that piece of paper, like that's it. And we can get into that aspect another time because I have my whole idea on like the degree side of things.
But I mean, I don't care if you came from Harvard degree. It comes down with your work ethic, You'll not outwork me. The mindset. I don't care if you have the prestige of a Harvard degree or Yale school. I don't care, man.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be confident. It's not egoism, but it comes down with the work ethic. Who will put more work into? Who will, So you can go to a local community college. I bet you that guy will be more successful than the Harvard guy. If he puts something
potentially,
right?
Yeah. Potentially, it all depends on what you want to do and how hard you want to work.
I mean, look at all these like Mark Zuckerberg, all those people.
Yeah.
Drop out of college, they're successful. It comes down with passion.
So to that point, right? Back to my friend, it's he texted me the other day. He's like, I got my grades back. I made it. Check out my GPA, and it was like a 2.6 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And he laughed, like it was like, but he made it through college.
He made it through college.
And but then he goes, I know people who have a 3.6, 3.7 GPA that have no clue with what they're going to do next. They don't have a job lined up. Yeah. They have no clue with what they're going to do. Right? And so
I will tell you, this is pretty, confidential. You can even cut this out. For me, I don't have a 3.0. I have a 2.4, 2.5.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, but people think I'm smart because of all my success.
No, wait. You are smart.
I mean, I am.
Okay, you are very smart.
Absolutely.
Like it's not a perception.
Exactly.
And I want to make that clear is that like you are a successful, smart person.
That's right.
And own up to your 2.4.
2.4, yeah.
You know what? Like I tell kids all the time, I failed 2 years of college at the University of Minnesota.
Yeah.
I failed.
Literally. Yeah.
I own up to that.
Absolutely.
It's important for me to tell that story.
Absolutely.
That guess what? I screwed up.
Yeah.
I made 2 years of a mistake.
Exactly.
But during those 2 years, I made what is deemed as a mistake.
Yep.
I think it was the best 2 years of growth that I had because I found my passion. In the next 2 years, I went to a school that wasn't a school because I loved what I was doing every minute of the day. And so, For me, I would tell you to tell everybody you talk to that you graduated with a 2.4
degree.
And guess what? Look where I am right now.
Exactly. And people are surprised. Wow, all this achievement, ambassador for the UN, ambassador for this.
Yeah.
It's the passion. It's something I loved. I discovered.
Exactly.
And that number don't define me.
And your message to this point has been hard work.
Hard work.
Okay? And that 2.4 won't define you. Your hard work defines you.
Exactly.
Right? Some people, I work with high school kids all the time, and I get it. They get stressed out over taking the ACT test. I get it.
I get it, yeah.
Okay? But you know what? At the end of the day, it's one test.
Yeah, one test.
It's one test, and I'm open with it. I took the ACT 3 times.
Yeah.
I got a 16 all 3 times. That score sucks.
Absolutely.
That's a terrible score.
Absolutely.
It's one test.
Yeah.
But look, I mean, I'm sitting here right now with you, talking about business, talking about, entrepreneurship and things, and like that ACT score didn't define me.
Exactly. I'm on the same boat. Literally. You could try hard. It's not my passion. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm a surreal entrepreneur who is discovering your passion and just escalating that to the next level.
And some people don't take tests well.
Yeah, some people don't take.
That's a fact of life.
I bet you all the best entrepreneur, for example, Gary Vee, did horrible in school. 2.3, 2.2 in high school.
Yeah.
And look where he's at.
So many entrepreneurs will always tell you their stories of failure before their stories of success.
Absolutely.
Because their failure or what is deemed as failure is what make them, like, they learn from it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it made them grow as a person.
Absolutely.
And they moved on to the next level.
Yep.
Some people hold on to that failure for too long. They can't let go of it. Like, if I would have held on to that 16 ACT score, if I would have, like, to this day, let that ACT score define me.
Yeah.
But that's where I want these stories, your story, to be told. Because I think kids, people, need to hear these stories. I mean, the story is fascinating.
Yeah.
That's why I love what you're doing, Dream Refugee.
Yep.
Every person's story is unique.
Absolutely.
Every person's story has something that's very valuable to tell.
Yep. Every human being on this planet, whether you're poor, whether you're rich, everyone has their compelling story.
For sure.
Absolutely. We can learn from each other. I don't care if you're financially rich. I bet you can learn from the poor guy, the wisdom he has.
Yes, because his experiences in life
of
are
being different.
But it's like he has to go through the grind, or he or she.
Absolutely.
They have to go through the grind.
That's right.
They have to worry about every day putting clothes on their back, where they're going to get food, where they're going to stay. I mean, that compared to the other end of the spectrum was kind of handed to you. Just to go back, when I was running an advertising agency and we were hiring employees, and people would come in fresh out of college like you with a degree. I graduated with this, and this. I had a 3.7 GPA in college. Expected to make $50,000 a year with a full, set of benefits.
Absolutely.
I said, dude, you know what? I don't care about any of that stuff. I'm sorry. This is just the world that I live in. Okay? That stuff doesn't mean a lick to me.
Literally.
What means...
It's a number.
It's a number.
Yeah.
What I want to see, show me something. Show me the grind. Literally. Show me you're going to put in the work. Absolutely. Show me that you have the passion for this. And that it's not just a job.
Literally.
Like, you show me that, and then we'll talk 60 and 70. Right?
Literally.
But until you show me that you have that kind of passion and drive and love and, like, this is what you want to do, like, this doesn't mean anything.
Money won't mean anything for you if you love the passion.
Exactly.
So...
Well, this has been great.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. I mean, I know we do a lot of this, and I really appreciate
talk, man. Great talk about life in general. We need this talk in life, man.
Exactly.
We need humans to come together and just talk about everything, man. What's going on,
It's because it's like we said before. It's those experiences that will make everybody grow and help everybody get to their own path.
Absolutely. Right on.
So this is great. Thanks, buddy.
You, brother.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
For sure.
Thank you.